Welcome to my YouTube channel. Simple way to learn energy analysis and architectural tips with Venus. Today I'm gonna to learn you how you can add and assign material for a perfect rendering with V-Ray. Uh, I'm using the V-Ray 5 and also I'm working on 3D Max. First step is that bring material editor on your screen. There's a two-way that you can bring the material editor on your screen. You need just type M, or you need just on tab above, pick up this icon. With this two-way, you can bring a material editor. We have two material editor. One of them is like this, is Slate material editor, and one of them is the like older version of the V-Ray on the 3D Max material editor. Both of them do the same things, but for a Slate material editor, you it's like a algorithmic, material editor, and both of them work the same. They have the same icon, they have the same function. So it's up to you to choose which of them that you want to work on it. We have a different part on um, the Slate material editor. General, V-Ray, maps, controllers, screen material, sample slide, slot, and other parts. We will I try to explain about all of them in a next tutorials, but for now I just wanted to show what is the material editor and how it works. For example, you can just pick up one of them and put it on the canvas. For example, V-Ray material. You can see we have diffuse, we have reflection, we have refraction, bomb, glossiness, and other things. And if we go to if we go on to the old version of the material editor, we have this item as well. It's completely the same icons, and don't worry about that. It's up to you to use which of them. It is the old version. As you can see, we have the same. For example, if we choose V-Ray material, just pick up the V-Ray material, and you can see we have diffuse, we have refraction, we have roughness, and we have glossiness, refraction, and other stuff that we have to on algorithmic material editor. Completely the same. I The new version. For this tutorial, I'm work on the old version, not the algorithmic and Slate material editor. Both of them, as I told you, is the same, but I prefer to for this tutorial work with this. And Also I suggest you to work with both of them, and it helps you to be more familiar with two-way. Uh, let's go. Let's go. Just type M, or pick up this icon to bring material editor, compact material editor, or slate material editor on your canvas, on our screen. And as you can see, we have different cycle. We can change this the number of the cycle, and also we can change the types of the material from standard, legacy to other types of the material like V-Ray material. From here, for example, it's the very simple types. On the moods, you can change the types from slate to compact, and also on the option, you can change the numbers of the cycle. So as you can see in this part, we have different parts, shader based parameters, and extended parameters and maps and others. We can change this with the standard legacy, from standard legacy to material, V-Ray material. For example, I'll choose the V-Ray material from the material part, and let's go to see what's happened. As you can see, uh, this part has changed. This is a basic, and you can see we have different parts for V-Ray material. I will explain about all of them for you later or in the next tutorials. Let's go for this part for basic parameters: diffuse, refraction, reflection, and other parts. And also you can bring the Vray material from a Slate material editor as well. Both of them the same. As I told you, it's there's no differences between them. You can change the, on the diffuse, you can change the color of the material. As you can see, it's just the color, or on a bitmap you can choose the texture and bitmap for the object that you have. You can assign any picture and texture as a material to your object. It's up to you to choose the texture, but be careful about the dirt, texture. It's black and white texture. If you want to use, that kind of the texture as a bitmap for your diffuse, it's not gonna works very well for you. I don't, recommend to do that. Always use the texture, not a dirt texture for the diffuse. You can just show up the material on the surface of the objects, or just turn off or turn on. Just you can use that icons that yeah, that you can see here. Or you can assign this material to other objects on your screen with just using this icon. Okay. Just choose which part of your screen and go to render, and for rendering, you can customize your screen. It helps you, especially for check rendering, helps you to reduce the time. And you can just check the materials that you are working on it, just with using this technique to choose and customize the screen and that part on the screen that you want to make a rendering on it. It is the roughness. And on Vray 5, we have different options for choosing the ready materials for aluminum, for example, for metal and other things. You can just make and pick up one of them and have a good material, high quality material. It's up to you to use them. But if you want to customize the material, if you want to make a own material, you need to follow my my tutorial to learn how you can mix the different techniques to have different kind of the material uh, for your skin screen. So you can see different style. For example, it's gold, it is the diamond material, it's the glass. So you can change the roughness, and also you can use the texture for the roughness as well. You can use the dirt, this is the dirt. um, This is the dirt texture you can use for the roughness, for reflect, and for other parts. But for diffuse, I don't suggest you to use this kind of the texture for diffuse part, because it makes your rendering very not good and not perfect, and it's not gonna work with diffuse part. Can just pick up one of them and go back to the parent, and we can see. Okay, you can see this part, and this is the roughness, because we are using the texture for the roughness. As you can see, we can see this dirt color on the surface of the objects. You can change the bitmap from bitmap parameters, or you can came back on the parent part, and you can just um, change the color, the texture from that part as well. This is the one part that you can change the color, change the texture. And in this part you can change the uh, you know the size, the position of the texture, that how many tiles that you want to show on the surface of the screen, and also angle. And if you want to have a mirror tile, you need to check this this part. It's up to you. And and even you can change this part. It's completely up to you to customize the pattern and the texture that you are using on uh, you are planning to use on as a material for this kind of this specific, object. Let's go. Also, you can add, texture on a bump map as well. If you added any texture on this part, you can see the, texture, that texture bump on on the surface of the that objects that you assign this material to that object. And see, I can show you, for example, in that part we choose one dirt color, for example, that one. Let's go. Okay, you can add it. mm, Probably this one you can add it. And if we make a rendering, you can see in that part it's bump on surface of these objects. Yep. You can also change, the bitmap from that part that I showing to you before. You can just go on the bitmap parameter, and in that part you can just change the texture. And also you can go that part, or from here you can change it. From here you can change it. It's up to you to choose the way that you want to change, the texture and the texture of the material. Let's change the texture on the surface of this object. As you can see, the roughness is 1, and let's to change the texture. Maybe it's better for reflection to change this color, this texture. I choose this color, this texture for now for this object. And this object, let's go for the reflection. As you can see, the reflection, works between the white and black color. Black color, it's means this the material cannot reflect any light. And the white color, it means this object can uh, reflect. This material can reflect all light. So, and the color between them, they can the material and the color between it means they can reflect but not light, but not completely reflect the light. Let's go to show you what the mean. So if I choose, let's go without any material and any texture, you can see, as you can see, it shows this material reflect the light, and you can see this point and this light and on the surface of this object. If it's like a plastic, because I use the roughness with number one, and use the texture for the roughness. Later I will change this number to 0, and change and clear this material. And you can see it's these objects became like become like um, metal. We can continue for now. And also maybe it's better to turn off and uncheck Fresnel reflection as well. I will explain about this icon. So as you can see, it shows it's like metal and like a plastic, because I use the roughness for that one. But it's like a metal. As you can see, it means this material can reflect the light. I will explain about the Fresnel reflection later, and with the example that you can understand what how this icon works. Let's change to white, and you can see this is completely reflect the light. So you can see the difference between the white and black color for reflection. Let's go to minimize uh, the screen rendering, and you can see the differences between uh, white and black color for the reflection.